Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're talking about Banshee's homecoming episode that aired March 7th, 2014. Stop listening now if you have not had an opportunity to watch the episode. Here we go. We talked about Sugar Bates and Kai's relationship the last podcast. How that's changed. It's no longer there anymore. It's cut off. We talked about Kai Proctor crying in prison and how his character pretty much is kind of rejuvenated from that, man. And now it's just no holds barred. It's, I'm going to kill everybody in Banshee that put me inside this prison. Eric Longshadow, man, and Rebecca, man, they end up kissing. We don't know what's going on with that relationship. George, one of the Kanahu tribe leaders, or councilman, throws his knife at Alex Longshadow as a way of kind of displaying his loyalty from here on out. And now we move on to, and then also Brock gives Gordon some files that pretty much seal the fate for Lucas Hood, man, as of right now. We move on to Carrie and Gordon, man. Carrie and Gordon, man, reunite in this episode. It's a when Carrie met Gordon, the future of them now. It's like this new when Carrie met Gordon situation, man. Carrie comes over, man, to play with Max and talk to Dava, man, and just chill out with her family a little bit. And then it looks like her and Gordon have been doing this for a little bit of time, man, because they're really like comfortable around each other. And what's kind of cool about this, man, is, you always want to root for Gordon and Carrie, man. That's just because they're a family, and you don't want a family being torn apart. But then also, the history between Lucas and Carrie, and you sit there and it pulls you in both directions. And in a violent way, not just maybe, Gordon can do this. No, man, it's extreme violent. It's extremely violent. It's extremely uncomfortable, to be honest, because that, or what we guessed, I'm pretty sure all the fans out there guessed, man, especially me, I know I guessed that Lucas is Dava's father. Well, that comes true tonight, man. It's officially out there, and they did so in an amazing way, man. Here, let me go ahead and break it down. Carrie and Gordon decide to kind of spend the night together, as far as they're just talking and getting to know each other again. And Carrie's, she's kind of broken down, taking down the barriers, man. And she's allowing Gordon to get in and see her exposed, man, in some of the rawest forms ever, man. It's crazy. So she's sitting inside of her kitchen on the counter, curled up in this tiny little ball, man. She has like her knees towards her chest, and she's very tiny, man. It was really, really, really funny seeing her like that. And I thought it was just perfect because, she looks very innocent. And we know that Carrie and Anna, they're not innocent. She's a killer. Killer that we all love. And she tells about this story, man, about her being bullied in school, her being different. No one really accepted her except her father. But then one day, as she was young, starting from the ages of about 6 all the way until about 9, but as she, got a little bit older, from 9 all the way through about 11, she started seeing more and more information inside of the public's eye, as in newspaper clippings, newspaper articles, headlines, etc., about her father. Well, she started reading them. She started listening to what people were saying about her father, and she became very scared of her father. Then there was this one time where she was laying in her bed, terrified, and her father was sitting in a rocking chair, just looking at her, rocking back and forth. Carrie sitting there in her bed, and she was like whimpering, I guess, looking almost cold-like, but her father picked her up, wrapped, little small Carrie, baby Carrie, inside of his arms, and he just rocked her to sleep. And she said that was the first time in a very long time that I felt safe around my father. And what's kind of crazy, man, is that it shows you a different side of Rabbit, man. So, like, season 1, when all you want and all you're screaming for and hoping for is either the death of Rabbit, because you don't want, Rabbit to come between Carrie and Lucas, and you don't want, Rabbit to kill Lucas or kill Job or kill Carrie's family. You want Carrie to go back to Gordon. You want all these different things to happen good for the characters, but you have this, what we call bad, or what we perceived as bad, and Rabbit's really not all that bad. He's just a father who loved his daughter, loves his daughter, and I think that he's hurt. And he'll go to any lengths to get her back, but since he knows that's not the case now he's fighting for his life. And I'm telling you, man, I don't even know really what to say about that. Like I said, it's getting a lot tougher this season to choose what you want to see happen inside of the episode, to think about, or to get to a point where you accept, okay, this character should die. Like, I can't name any character on screen besides, the obvious bad guys. I'm talking about the main characters, man. Rabbit, Carrie, Lucas, Sugar Bates, Job, Kai Proctor, Rebecca, Alex Longshadow. All these different characters. There's not one on the screen that I would say, okay, we can lose that one. Even Brock, man. Even Brock. Brock is so frustrating. He's so frustrating, but his character has definitely developed. Every single character has developed, so you don't want them to go. And that's the problem that we're faced with right now, man. That's the problem we're faced with, man. Getting back to the story, man. Deputy Kelly, man, and Lucas, man, they start talking, man, and Lucas is opening up to Deputy Kelly in a way that he's never done before. He's very open, very vulnerable, and I don't know, man. I just got to say it like this. I guess, and this it's just perfect writing, man. But women being women, she said something to Lucas, and it got him to close his mouth. She said, and she did it in a joking way, but immediately, Lucas went back. He closed up those doors. He locked them up up tight, and there's nothing they can do. But he was kind of, giving her his understanding or his concept or views on justice. And he said justice is personal. It's real, it's personal. It's not what we do here at the Banshee Police Department. It's something more, man. It's on a personal level. So like, he didn't have a problem with what Emmett did. He didn't have a problem with Emmett taking justice in his own hands. He said that was necessary. And Deputy Kelly, obviously, she's not with that. She said we would have gave justice, and they disagreed. Deputy Kelly and Lucas Hitter, they're really close now, man. It's almost like Carrie and Lucas, man. It's almost like the same relationship, man. It's kind of crazy. But Job calls Lucas, man, and interrupts his session with Kelly. Yeah. And he calls from a hospital in New York, man. And in there, he's like, you need to get here now. And he lets her know about Rabbit. And then all of a sudden, Lucas, man, he takes off. And before he takes off, man, Deputy Kelly she just wants him to know that she doesn't know if she'll be able to stay. And they kind of break up, man, because she's like, I can't take this. I don't know who you are. And right when you do open up, you decide to run away. And she's not having it no more. So he's like, listen, man, do what you got to do. I got to handle this. And he takes off. He goes to Carrie's house, and Carrie and Gordon are, having a session. And, he interrupts that, man. So Gordon comes downstairs. He's pissed, man. He pulls a gun on Lucas, man. I mean, it's to that point, man, where, Gordon is so frustrated. He knows he can't beat the guy. And the only thing he can do is kill Lucas Hood, man, and that's what we're faced with. And all of a sudden, man, Carrie, she comes downstairs. She's like, "Look, Gordon, man, it's okay, relax, calm down." But the tension is just rising, and what they did was just an amazing display of cinematography and storytelling. Because, oh my gosh, man, you can feel the tension. Like your palms will get sweaty. Your heart rate begins to pulse, man, and it begins to increase, man, and you can feel the pulse inside of your veins, man. You can feel the blood rushing through your body and even the pressure on your brain, because you're trying to process this, man. There's a gun being held to one of your favorite characters by another one of your characters that you really like. And it's like, what is going on? Are you serious? But that's what happens, man. And, all of a sudden, you like, I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, I scream. I was like, "Oh, Carrie, do something, I was like, don't just sit there, B. Say something, And she does, man. She screams out, man, he's Dava's father. And so, yeah, take that in for a second, man. We kind of figured that was it, because Carrie said that back in season 1, but it wasn't confirmed. We saw that, Lucas did a pickpocket of Deva and found out that, the birth year is close, and it makes sense. And damn, I mean, let's be honest, they kind of look alike, man, let's be real. Well, she screams it out, man. And then after that, now Gordon has to deal with this, man. Gordon just, I guess you can call him on rehab. He just got out of a good rehab session. And he hasn't been drinking, hasn't been doing anything bad, as far as we know. And after, throwing all that information on there, she has to leave with Lucas Hood. Carrie has to leave with Lucas Hood, drive to New York. Gordon doesn't know what the hell's going on. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely nuts, man. And yeah, she just says, Gordon, I gotta go. We'll talk about it, but I have to go right now. And then he's like, why? Why do you gotta go? Why can't you leave? I don't understand this. And she's like, I have to kill him, talking about Rabbit. And, yeah, man, they start driving off, man, towards New York. Gordon said he's left there. And what they show you later on in the episode, at the end of the episode, the very, very end of the post-credit scene, is that Gordon is sitting there holding a picture of Deva, man, and he's out, man. He's zoned out, man. Going back, man, I was talking about in the previous podcast about this, is that Brock was sitting inside of Lucas Hood's office, man, smoking a cigar, having his feet up, and then Lucas Hood comes in there, interrupts him, and then, Brock gets up, he's like, oh, excuse me, I didn't know nobody's going to be here. And Lucas says, don't worry about it, Brock, He passes Brock the sheriff's badge, and then Brock asks this question, man, he's like, who the hell are you? And then Lucas responds, man, you're a good man, Brock. And then he walks off, and then we're back here with, we're not back. We're going to, New York, man, over to get Job, man. And Job gets rescued, man, in this amazing fashion, man. It was almost like watching, Boondock Saints, Pulp Fiction, The Terminator, The Matrix. It was just this crazy scene inside of this hospital. And, yeah, you got to just, seriously, man, hats off, man, to the Banshee creative team on that one. That was just absolutely superb, man. I've never seen nothing like that done on a small screen. And everything looked real. And that was really, really good. Really, really good. Good. What happens, man, here's a really, really awesome line that was from Carrie to Lucas and back and forth inside of the truck heading towards New York. She says, I have to kill him or die trying. Either he dies or we do, nothing less. I couldn't agree more. That's what, Carrie starts out and then Lucas finishes, man. I love that, man, It's almost, takes me back to Man of Steel, Either I die or you die. That's the only way this is going to end, Him talking to Clark Kent, General Zod. And that's what's going on. That's what's happening, man. And, yeah, I love it, man. Inside the hospital, man, when I was talking about the Boondocks and the Pulp Fiction and the Terminator, the Matrix, inside the hospital, man, they have the henchmen of Eulish and Rabbit. They are inside of the hospital dressed in priest gowns, man. I don't know if you want to call them gowns or I guess priest attire, and they're looking for Job's room, man. And it's a shootout, man. And they get to Job right on time, man. Perfect timing, man. That's what I loved about that too. And they rescue Job, man. Tonight's ending, man, because we're at the end of the episode, was the best ending of the series, man. And I really do mean that, because tonight, man, we got this confessional type scene where it's almost like a stand-up confessional, and it played a lot of religious tones to it, because Rabbit is sitting there talking to Eulish, his brother, who is a priest, and he gives this confession, man. He asks his brother, do you believe in God? And then he gives this kind of speech or narrative about how he never believed in God, man. He always thought God was like this fake idea, but now that he's in his loneliest hour and he's all alone, he only prays and hopes, man, that there is a God. And what's so crazy and awesome about this, man, and just perfect, is that the camera is kind of, the camera and the editing team, they go back and forth, and they're using footage from different characters of the show. So as Rabbit begins talking inside of his room with his brother, and he gives this narrative, this speech about, everything is the way it is because it's the way it is, and hopefully there's a God at the end of all this after hell breaks loose on Earth, and I can understand, or me as a character, I can understand, or I can feel, that I'm not alone and that I'll get through this somehow. And it cuts into back to Emmett. It cuts into to Carrie, Rebecca, Job, Lucas Hood, Sugar Bates, man, Kai Proctor, even the Bowtie Man. Everybody had a scene in there, and Rabbit's confessional was just perfect because it was told in a way that kind of summed up how all the characters from different walks of life at that exact same moment were going through the exact same thing. That's what I'm talking about, man. It was just 360, man. 360, man. Loved it. The scene ends after Rabbit finished talking. The scene ends, man, with Carrie and Lucas, man, on this rooftop overlooking the city, man, like they're superheroes, man. And that's all I can say about it, is that that's what they did tonight. It was like a superhero genre type film, episode, movie. It was just crazy good. 10 out of 10 stars, man. I will come back every single Friday, man, and watch it because it's that good. You understand? It is that good. It's really, really good. Good. It's a great show, man. I really do love it. Next week's episode, I don't even really want to talk about that one, but it is the season finale. There are some things that were seen on the next week trailer, and it doesn't look good, man. It doesn't look good for one character in particular, and that is Rebecca. That's where I'm going to leave you guys at. I thank you again for tuning in. Make sure that you are on Banshee's Twitter account, following them on Twitter, like them on Facebook, go to their website, man. Go to the Banshee Origins website, welcome to Banshee.com. Go to the Cinemax website for the shop and buy your t-shirts, your mugs, your coffee, all that good stuff, man. We're out of here, man. I thank you again. And yeah, Banshee is the best show on television, man. Right there.